Hi. So I hope you are doing well. So far we have discussed some of the basic concepts in SQL which are very important and crucial concepts for anyone who is working on any of the data related work. Today, with the basics understanding of those concepts, we will try to solve one of the interview problem, and this problem was asked in Google interview. So this one problem I have discussed in my Instagram video as well, and there I was not able to explain the detailed solution and the detailed problem because of the time constraint. So I'm just going to solve this question, and this is based on basic group by and order by concepts. And yeah, let's just see the problem. And one more tip is, whenever you see any problem, be it a SQL problem, be it a data structures problem, don't jump into the solution directly. First, create a mind map to solve any problem. You should have a algo in your hand that okay, this is the problem, now how can I solve it. Think in a mathematical way, I would suggest. Like in a mathematics, you are given an equation and you solve it with certain steps, right? So that's how you should think before thinking it's a SQL problem or it's a DSA problem. Independent of it, you should have a mind map in your head, because any of the given problem can be solved in any way, not just the SQL solution, but the same problem. And I can ask you to write the code in Python as well. So you should be able to come up with the right data structures and write the solution to it, right? So let's just see the problem now. What is the problem statement? We'll try to understand, and then we'll write the query as well for that, right? Okay, so let's just see that. So we are given a network logs table, if you see, and I will just do select star from this table. So this table has network logs. Okay, so when we are doing select star from this table, what is the data in this table? It has content ID, flow ID, total packets, content, and then the timestamp. So now what the interviewer is asking you is that give me those content IDs, or give me that data wherein there is a miss in the data flow. Let's just try to understand it again. See, we are given a content ID PQR, right? So for PQR, if we see, the flow ID is 1, and there are total 4 packets that are to be transferred as part of his content ID. So PQR flow ID 1, but total packets were 4. Okay, then for PQR again we have flow ID 2, and the total packet received are to be 4 packets. And then if we go down, we don't see any entry for PQR. If we say there are fully received packet, then we must have 2 more entries for PQR, which would say flow ID 3 and 4, since there were total 4 packets, right, to be received. Now let's just take another example. If we take example of XYZ, XYZ has flow ID 1 and total packets were 2. So there is one more packet that is to be received by content ID XYZ. So do we have any other entry? Yes, we do have XYZ entry which says flow ID is 2 and total packets are 2. So that we have received the complete content for this content ID XYZ. Similarly, there could be other data. So these kind of a data are mostly logs data, and if you want to find that if something was missing in your log, or you have missed certain source of data, maybe you are sourcing from some logs or some patterns, and you want to see if your data has any misses, right? If there was any miss in your data and somebody wants you to do the analysis, so you have given a set of logs and now you want to see if there was a miss and for which IDs there was a miss. So these are those kind of a problem. And now you have seen the problem, you have understood the problem, what is the interviewer trying to ask you. Now don't jump and start writing the query immediately. No, we don't need to do that. What is the target is, we need to find that flow ID should be the max flow ID that is coming in this flow ID column should be equal to total number of packets received against it, right? So like in this PQR, if we see, the maximum of flow ID is 2 only, but the total packets received were 4. So are they equal? No, they are not. So we need to reach in this direction, something like this. There could be multiple way to solve this problem, but first instance my approach says something needs to be done in a way that the flow ID, I mean whatever flow ID we have got, the maximum should be equivalent to the total packets, right? So like if we see ABC, in ABC if we find ABC ka maximum, it is 2, and it is yes equal to No, it's not equal to 20, right? We have just received ABC, ABC, ABC 4 times, but the total packets were received to be 4, so there are 16 packets missing, right? But he's not asking us how many packets are missing. If somebody asks that, we can answer that too, but yeah, let's just talk about if it is missing or not. So yes, we can say that okay, we didn't receive maximum total packets IDs. I mean, we didn't go up to 20, so yes, there is a miss, right? Now if you want to write a simple query, what we can do is we can find maximum of the flow ID. But what maximum of the flow ID? If I just go blindly and do maximum of the flow ID, it will give me 4. We don't want this. We want to see by content ID group. So what do we do when we have to find the maximum or minimum or average or whatsoever mathematical function we want to apply, but we want to apply on a set of group? So we need to do group by content ID. In this group, PQR group, what was the maximum flow ID? Or in this group ABC, what was the maximum flow ID, right? So this is how we need to approach this problem.